Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Stefan Bogner, who is MD of the Linz facility here, this huge manufacturing facility in Austria, Stefan, which I've had the pleasure of walking around today, seeing literally hundreds and hundreds of people working on your range of products. And I've even been to your new area, which is your testing and demonstration area. It certainly is an impressive facility here, and I think what I wanted to do is get a real understanding of what goes on here, how many people you employ here, and the whole infrastructure. And we're going to start with something which is quite new for you on your sustainability criteria, and that's your array of solar panels that are creating a more sustainable future for the factory and the products that you actually produce here. Tell me about the thinking and the development of the site.
I can imagine that you've seen hundreds of people here because we are 1,200 people at the moment working here in the factory. And what we do since we started here at the place in 2012 was a continuous expansion and development of this manufacturing site. And one of our latest investments we did is, as you said, something we do group-wide, but as we started off here at this place, is looking into sustainability. And what we've got on top of our manufacturing roof is a 2 megawatt photovoltaic installation, which is covering almost the entire needs of electricity here at the plant. So, of course, the aim, like everybody, is get fully independent.
Yep.
We're not yet there, but we're in a good way. And that's what we're doing here in terms of sustainability, apart from all the other things like waste collection, waste separation. So we really take care, not only in the manufacturing facility in the back, but as well, we've got quite an admin building with around about 400 people in the offices. Even there we take care to make sure we contribute to the 2050 sustainability goal, which was announced. Yeah,
absolutely. And for me, what's really interesting about that is, you know, you are also currently expanding the factory with the sixth line, I think.
Yeah.
And again, that gives you even more opportunity to increase that array, but also, you know, it's showing here that the factory is working for the group very well, and there are other partnerships that you're going into that are actually leading that expansion, aren't they?
Absolutely. Need to add something in terms of our sustainability plans. We've been the first really getting a fully electric excavator and dumper, so we call it born electric.
Born electric. Right.
Born electric, not modified, so born electric, like all the other products which are to come. And we firmly believe in this kind of product and the technology, because what we see today is that if we take the 1.7 ton excavator, the electrified one and the conventional one out of 5 is electric. So there is a volume. It's not only playing around. And this is where we do see volume and growth potential for the future, as well expanding the product line. But as you were mentioning, with our OEM partnership, which we were entering mid last year, gives us additional volume. That's why we are just investing in expanding our manufacturing capacity here with a low 2-digit million amount here at the site in order to increase capacity, because we want to grow. And we want to serve the market.
Absolutely. And I think what's really interesting about that as well is, you know, when you say serving the market, what I noticed is everybody sees Wacker Neuson as yellow and grey, folks, but I've noticed a little bit of other colour around the factory today, because what you're about is servicing the customer needs. So you've got big companies, big rental companies like Bulls and Lopson that are actually saying to you, look, we love the products, we like to have them on our fleet, we want them orange and we want them red. And so, you know, I saw the mountains of yellow, but other different colours as well. And that's really a testament to the partnerships you've got with key customers as well, isn't it?
Exactly. We do this for years. And as you were mentioning, I mean, all the big players in Europe, they're basically our customers, not only here at the Linz factory, but as well with the other factories which we have got in Europe, whether it is compact equipment or light equipment, but locksum, bolts, even UK, if we speak about rental and the big hire plants. I mean, they're all customers of ours, and I'm quite convinced that they appreciate the quality we are delivering, although it is always a bit of a difficulty when we speak about bigger set of equipment, because usually cheap and quality, it doesn't match, but they do appreciate our product, and that's what we stand for. Quality product, which is lasting and lasting.
When you have a quality product, you also have really high levels of uptime. And when you're servicing big rental companies, there's a reason they stay with your brand and they work with you, because that uptime gives them profit. You know, when you can extend servicing hours and things like that because of the quality and the makeup of the equipment, that's really important. And one of those, you know, key partnerships that I've come and discovered here today is the one where it is a UK partnership with Perkins Engines in Peterborough, actually making products not just for your fantastic EW100 wheeled excavator that I saw at Bauma, but also have played with today and seen on the factory floor, but also that sort of longevity of the relationship you've had there, which is over a decade now. That sort of thing is, you know, it's how you build out your business, isn't it? When you've got the reliability of what's the heart of the machine, the engine.
Absolutely, and that's what we're really proud of. I mean, it's the long-term, the long-lasting relationships we have, whether it is on engines, hydraulics. I mean, Perkins is one of the engine manufacturers globally, and as well one of the major engine suppliers to Wacker Neuson. And apart from this, I mean, we as well produce excavators for other brands, because they see we can match the highest quality standards which are desired by the customers they are serving, and it works well for one of them over a decade now, and we've just added another one last year. Both are big players if we look across the ocean. And this is which makes us feel proud, because they appreciate from a small-time player a very good product. And that's what we do here.
What you've got here is some really clever engineers that are designing new products and, you know, have been part of that electrification journey, but also the EW100 is one of those products that you've put out into the market at Bauma, now selling, now rolling off into the marketplace. But that is a real waving flag moment for that product. You know, a 14-ton capability in a 10-ton compact radius machine, where you've worked with, you know, Perkins on that machine, but also your supply chain to make sure you can package all the power that you need and the hydraulic capability into a small footprint, which allows it to be very versatile, doesn't it? And follows that miniaturization as the engine technology of stage 5 gets better. That's really important, because it starts you then talking about how you deliver the next generation of excavators and things like that on that same technology and compact nature, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you just explained it. I mean, we're coming from the compact equipment business. Everything is tight, tiny, and we know how to do things like this. And this is one of the cores in the new EW100, apart from all the innovations which went into this kind of product. And it is a knowledge carrier for any other product which is about to come over the next 1, 2, 3 years. The one is the capability of putting 14-ton technology into the small footprint, but when it comes to diagnosis, electronics, connectivity, I mean, it all comes along with the new EW100. And we've been the ones who were partnering up with the one or the other leading manufacturer in order to create a standard to let tools communicate with the machine itself. And this will be a game changer for the future. And we did it. It's done. It's out in the market. And as you said, we're waving a big flag now.
We can get the job done faster for you as the end owner. And that's really critical, isn't it, for people now in order to make more profit.
Yeah, the one is really productivity, as you described it. Get the job done faster. But on the other side is as well something that is contributing to a lack of labor, because you can do alone so many things with this kind of equipment. And if you go up to the Nordic markets, you would be surprised what they're doing with the wheeled excavators. So it is replacing as well, or it is filling gaps on the labor market as well, because what you do on other places with 2 or 3 people, you will be able to manage with 1.
Yeah.
So it's productivity in different ways, and yes, that's what it does well. And I'm not really able to properly operate a wheel excavator, but when you see really the magicians who grew up on a wheeled excavator, it's just fascinating.
Yeah, it's like, a symphony as the machine moves through the earth.
Looks smooth, easy. Yeah.
And I think, the other thing which I was really impressed with is your focus towards delivering a sort of factory approach for the 2D and 3D machine control element, because that, for me, is critical on machines in the future. Even the smaller machines now, you're seeing systems used on there from the likes of Leica Geosystems, for example. And that allows that operator to not only do things faster, but also allows them to be really accurate. Because going back to a job site to fill material in or to dig the depth properly again means that you're wasting time and you're wasting resources. And that kind of technology integration is what everybody wants to see from a fleet perspective with your rental businesses, but also from that data and capability that goes up to their customers. And that's what they want to see, isn't it?
Absolutely. And what we see here is definitely kind of a space shuttle, but it's not the end yet. It's the first step towards it, and we still have got plenty of ideas what we would like to add. We know what is still desired by customers, but at the end, we're happy that we're getting the product now in the field. We've got very good and positive feedback so far. Fingers crossed that we met on the first instance customer expectations or even exceeded it. I would say we exceeded it. And then we need to see how we're incorporating all the ideas which we still have got with upgrades of the machines, whether it is a product update, could be electronic features. There's so many things, as you said, and connectivity will be one of the keys in the future. Getting a set of data from the machine, from the implement, from all the attachments, delivered to the customer, that it can be seamlessly processed in their systems or their ERP systems, which will make, again, life at the end of the day easier and more productive, and that's what we're aiming for. Get the job done easier and faster.
You've only just launched the EW100 and you're already talking about the next things to come. And that's the attitude here at the factory with everybody I've met today. Change is great, but it's a continuous journey that you guys are on. A bit like, folks, the things I've seen today, the continuous journey of the line of production that sees all this shiny new machines outside. It's been great to meet you. Thanks very much for your time.
Peter, I was once at the presentation and there was an MD and he said something, I was always jealous that I couldn't do it, but now is the time I can do it.
Go on.
Fasten the seatbelt. There's more to come.
And that's it from us, We're going to fasten the seatbelt, as you always should when you're in a digger, because we're on an accelerated journey. And certainly if you jumped into the EW100 with the 100 kilowatt engine from Perkins Engines, you'll be going at a pace of 40 kilometers an hour or more. But folks, we're certainly going at a pace here at Wacker Neuson. Look out for the guys at Linz. They're coming for you.